Caleb, when you went back and watched the 4th and 8 throw to Rome,
Yep.
what was it like just kind of watching it back on tape?
Yeah, it was just a good moment. And end up giving Rome the right football to be able to allow him to make the adjustment. But yeah, that's kind of
That's it.
yeah, it's
What have you thought of the social media, like some of the memes and the
yeah.
word and logo stuff?
Yeah. I've actually I've had a couple passes like that going left, where I've ended up being in the air, in that way a few times in college and things like that, and in high school, and so it's kind of I've been kind of used to it.
I think you've talked in the past about watching Stafford and some of the things he does. What is it in particular that you tried to pattern your game after? And have you met him? Do you know him?
Haven't met, obviously, other than last time we played. Yeah, I mean, he's at the top of the game right now, and at his age and things like that, and so that's something you can learn from, and then also just how he plays the game. You drop back and he has what everybody calls snake eyes and things like that, and just knowing defenses, knowing the offense, and being able to move people where you want to move them is something he's been able to do very well, and then trusting and believing in his guys to be in the right position at the right time. And so, learning from that is big.
What are snake eyes?
It's when you're looking at a defender, you'll move him, you'll look here, and then throw it back right behind his eyes or right behind his head. Like I say, kind of moving the defender out the way without actually having anybody near or around him.
He's very different than you are. He's not going to be doing jump man throws.
Yep.
But what about his footwork applies to your footwork?
Yeah, his feet are always under him. He can make any throw at any time. Guys in his face, O-lineman maybe getting pushed back, not looking, all these different things, and it comes down to his feet. He ties the routes with his receivers, the time and all of that with his feet, and obviously has a cannon. And so, being able to watch him over the years and also last year to this year, in person is it's going to be fun and enjoyable.
Sorry, there was talk after the game about Ben showing you in training camp the video of the Patriots coming back against the Falcons. And then this week I've seen video of you and all the other draft picks talking to Tom Brady about it. You were sitting right next to him. You looked very engaged in the conversation. What do you remember about that story that he was telling you about turning something like that into a great moment?
Yeah. It's about the next play. It's about the mentality when we're in the moment. It's about honestly not wanting to go out that way and getting your tail whooped, and have a certain mindset, have a certain fight about you, and then it could either be one of your worst moments or one of your greatest moments. And so I think in that mindset you want to. In those moments, you want to choose to try and fight for it to be one of your greatest moments that you can have.
Caleb, DeAndre was talking about how he's noticed.
Swift.
Yes, how your preparation has kind of taken to a new level this year. I mean, do you agree with that? And also, like, the fact when you feel that prepared, how much does it free you for moments late in the game?
Yeah, it definitely frees me. The confidence and belief going into games from my preparation. And the growth from my preparation, and it's being a year in it. It's having been. It's having these other coaches and things like that have helped, and so being able to have the belief and faith in myself from my preparation going into games definitely helps, especially late in games, especially leaning back on what you study, leaning back on your training and all those small things, and so I'm going to keep finding better ways to prepare, be more efficient in my preparing, so I can gain more knowledge to be able to help the team to win.
Caleb, it feels like you love pressure. I mean,
Yeah.
What do you love about pressure and gotta have it moments?
I feel that. I mean, I think I've said it multiple times. I feel calm in those moments. I feel my conditioning is the best in those moments. I feel that's really it. I mean, I feel that I'm the best in those moments because of what I've prepared, to be in those moments and things like that. So, for myself, it's just next play, next play, next play. And then when you have to go make a play, it's life or death in those moments.
Caleb,
How
how much
can you make-
satisfaction have you gotten over maybe these last handful of games with some of the stuff that you've done in the fourth quarter to show people, maybe doubters, like that you are the guy that people thought you were coming out of USC?
Yeah, that's never been a worry of mine, is proving a doubters wrong or anything like that. It's a little extra motivation, in that sense, but it's not for me to prove them wrong. I know who I am. Not everything happens within 365 days or 1 year, my first year, or even my second year or third year, whatever the case may be. So it's my mindset to be able to keep growing. It's my mindset to be able to keep that mindset of knowing who I am. Keep that mindset of, I feel that I'm the best when I'm on the field. Keeping the mindset of, I'm the best when I got, the other 10 guys around me that are fighting for me. I'm the best when I got, the best coach in the world. And so being able to, have that mindset, being able to have that mentality going into the years or the weeks or the months and things like that, that's kind of how I go about it.
You look like you got a little emotional when you gave him the game ball and you said about like how much he's meant to your career. Like, what was going through your mind in that moment?
Yeah, wasn't trying to get emotional or anything. Just trying to have that moment with our coach. Just because it's been a while since the Bears have been in the playoffs. It's been a while since the Bears have won in the playoffs. It's been a while, and it was versus our divisional rivalry and all of that. And so it was a good moment and happy for him as a coach and our coach, but happy for us also. So it was to share that moment. You're all good.
Sorry, did you sense the magnitude of the moment, like, and do you still, even as you turn the page to the next opponent?
No, I've been in some big games and things like that, and so it's in the moment you enjoy it. You treat it like another game. You treat it like a regular game, and at some point it hit me. At some point I'll look back. At some point, hopefully 10, 15 years down the line, I can look back and kick my feet up and laugh and joke about some of the things that went on. But when you're in the moment, when you're in it, you just keep trying to go on to get to the next point, the next goal until the goals are kind of ran out.
You seem to enjoy the crowd after the game, looking around and seeing people just going bananas.
Yeah.
What does that do for your appetite to keep this thing going?
Yeah, I've said many times now is I want the Bears fans to be proud to be supporting us. I want them to come to games away, home, and cheer like no other, like it's our last one. And so being able to have that moment, those are the moments that you miss and things like that when you're done. And so I try to be grateful for it. I try to take it all in the moment. And so that's what I do in those moments. The best moments are those moments when you can look up in the stands and they're rowdy, they're loving the moment, and then you go to the locker room and your brothers, your family is in there and they're all smiling and laughing and joking. So those are the moments that you live for as a player. Those are moments that you live for as a competitor, and I would say as a leader also.
Caleb, Tom McVay said that you're going to be a nightmare to defend. Is there anything that you admire about his offenses or that you've noticed about his offenses?
Yeah, it's a top offense in the league. He has a top quarterback in the league, and when you got those two things, you can run a pretty well-oiled machine over there, and I think that's what he's done for the past how many ever years. And so it's going to be fun to be able to go compete against them. And that team over there, they got offense, defense, and special teams. They got a bunch of really great players over there, and whether it's Hall of Fame players, whether it's just great players in the league, and also some young talent over there, it's going to be fun.
Speaking of conditioning, you mentioned how, like you did in the off season, you've hit 20 miles an hour on 5 runs this year. Like, what speed training do you do?
I do a bunch of stop and decel and acceleration. I do a bunch of longer distance kind of runs, more sprint like, not like I'm running 300 meters. Just preparing for what it's like to be able to play in a football game, and and then working on my speed and pushing myself to be able, when these moments come up and I need to get away from somebody, I can.
Do you feel like you've been more demanding of your teammates, and how much has success and the success that you guys have had this season kind of breed and raise the level of expectation?
Yeah, I would say so. I would say I've gained more confidence in the offense and knowing, exactly what and where and all these different things. And then, just the belief and trust and that I have in them to be able to do their job is paramount for us. And so, sometimes, you have to hold everybody accountable. And, I get held accountable every day. And, I want to be able to win these games and be in these big moments, and so we have to be accountable to each other, and that's one of the most important things in these big games, these playoff games, and things like that. It's the fundamentals, the details that win you games.
You see Lil Wayne respond?
I did. I saw it. The Bears.